they're not just after your wallet anymore. Now, they're after your dinner plate. A silent war is being waged against the very people who feed us, and you are about to pay the price. This isn't some far-off story. This is happening right here in the fields and barns of North America. It's a war of regulations, taxes, and policies that are pushing farmers to the absolute edge. And if they go down, our food security goes down with them. For generations, farmers have been the backbone of our country. They're the ones who work the land, the quiet heroes who get up before the sun to put food on our tables. It's a tough life, full of sacrifice and hard work. But now, a storm is gathering. And this isn't a natural storm. This one is coming from the halls of government. It's a flood of new policies, and it's drowning farmers in paperwork and debt. Let's start in Canada. They call it a price on pollution, a carbon tax. It was supposed to save the planet, but it's threatening to bury the very people who feed us. Just imagine having to pay an extra tax on the fuel you need to dry your grain, or heat your barns, or even just to drive your truck. For Canadian farmers, this isn't a what-if scenario. It's a crippling reality right now. Get this, a survey of just 50 farms in Canada found they paid over $329,000 in carbon tax in a single month. And by 2030, that number is expected to nearly triple. For one poultry farmer, that meant over $31,000 in extra tax for the year. For some greenhouses, the carbon tax can be almost 40% of their entire energy bill. It's simply not sustainable. And it's not just the fuel. The tax drives up the price of everything: fertilizer, equipment parts, you name it. It puts them at a huge disadvantage against farmers in other countries who don't have this burden. Supporters say it's for the climate, but farmers on the front lines say it's a tax that punishes them for just doing their job. Now let's head south of the border. American farmers are facing their own battles. Under the banner of environmental protection, a wave of regulations is creating chaos. One of the biggest fights is over something called WOTUS, or the Waters of the United States rule. Basically, this rule could let the government control ditches, ponds, and even streams on private farmland. For a farmer, that's a nightmare. It means more permits, more red tape, and more restrictions on their own land. Imagine being told you need federal permission to work a piece of your own property because a ditch has water in it after a big rain. It's a massive overreach. And there's more. The EPA has also proposed new rules to limit common weed killers that farmers have relied on for decades. These are tools that help them grow more food efficiently, which keeps prices down for all of us. Take away those tools without a good alternative, and you get smaller harvests and higher costs. So why does any of this matter to you? Because the farmer's fight is your fight. Their rising costs become your rising grocery bills. Every single tax, every new regulation, every extra burden placed on a farmer gets passed down the line. It gets baked into the price of your bread, your milk, your meat, and your vegetables. We're told these policies are for the greater good. But how can we have a greater good if we bankrupt the very people who sustain us? All across North America, farmers are starting to stand up. They're fighting back, not with weapons, but with their voices and with their tractors. They are demanding to be heard. They want to be seen as partners in protecting the environment, not as polluters who need to be punished. This isn't about left versus right. This is about our food security. It's about whether we want a future where family farms can still exist, or a future where our food is controlled by a few giant corporations who can afford to play the government's game. The war on farmers is a war on our ability to feed ourselves, and the front line is a lot closer than you think. It's in your grocery store. It's on your dinner plate. The next time you sit down to eat, just think about the hands that brought that food to you. and ask yourself, what are you willing to do to make sure they can keep feeding us tomorrow? If you found this video informative, and if you believe this is a conversation we absolutely need to be having, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the issues that actually matter. Share this video. Let's bring this silent war out into the open.